Hello, everybody. This is your boy, the Almighty One, bringing you another video. And this one here is not surprising at all. This was speculated according to NFL analysts and other reports across the country. Um, the Dolphins, wow, they have fired their head coach, Mike McDaniel, has been fired after a 7-10 season. It appears that the Dolphins want to go a different direction as far as coaching concerned, like most teams. It's now 7 teams. Let me see: Raiders, Giants, the Browns, Dolphins, Tennessee. Let me see, Tennessee, and I keep thinking of Baltimore. Baltimore 6, and if one more team I keep thinking of right off the bat. You though it's like I said, I think it's 7 teams that now on the market for new coaches. Whoever it might have been the most. It might be the most firing and vacancies over the last several years, and I don't think it's been this many vacancies. That's not. It's up to 7, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'll find out more about that later on in the week before the new week kicks in. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, it says here, the Dolphins have fired head coach Mike McDaniel after Miami finished 7-10, his second straight season missing the playoffs. In my opinion, I think he should be given another chance. But then again, it depends on how the players feel about him. Sometimes that plays a lot in coaching getting fired. It ain't just the executive decision up in the office. Sometimes players can also get coaches fired as well. It works that way, especially if one of your players is a franchise player on defense or offense or both. You never know. But it does says here he got fired Thursday, which is today. Today is Thursday. The move comes after McDaniel had met with reporters on Monday and said that he will be part of the team's interview to hire a new general manager. Yeah, they did fire their general manager before he got fired. So apparently they had a change of heart. They wanted to get rid of the general manager and the head coach. The Dolphins owner Stephen Ross met McDaniels this week to discuss the season, and after that meeting and reflection, Ross decided to move on. After careful evaluation and extensive discussion since the season ended, I have made the decision that our organization is in need of comprehensive change, Ross said in a statement. Okay. I love Mike. I love Mike, and went to him. Yada yada yada. All that jibber jabber about good work that he did. All that. I want to say all that. But let me see. Here we go. And now I'm down at the bottom of the page. I didn't read all the other stuff because all that, is a different situation. It says here, moving on from. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I don't want to go that far down. Here we go. It says here, but Miami's offense declined in 2024 with Tagovailoa. I'm up to the franchise quarterback. With franchise quarterback missing a career high 6 games, averaging 3.325 yards per game, compared to 364 and 401 yards in 2022 and 23 respectively. The team lost 6 of its first 8 games before finishing 8-9 and missed the playoffs for the first time under McDaniel, which was 23, I believe, and they missed this year and the year before. Miami lost 7 of the first 8 games in 25 and fired general manager Chris Greer at the end of October, which was 3 months before the new year kicked in. Before rallying back with a 4-game winning streak, franchise quarterback was benched after a loss in Week 15, which eliminated the Dolphins from playoff contention. Rookie 7th-round pick Quinn Ewers, Ewers. I'm gonna say Ewers. Quinn Ewers. They started the team final 3 games. Yeah, I remember that. Franchise quarterback on Monday said he was hopeful to get a fresh start with the new team. Whoa, in 26. Wow, that would be dope. He said, I would be good with it. So now, even though they fired their general manager and they fired their head coach, now the franchise quarterback wants out, which doesn't surprise me now, because don't be surprise me if the wide receiver, the one they signed, the one they called a cheater, don't surprise me now if he wants out. And if matter of fact, he wanted to be traded. He wanted to be traded last off season, and they didn't grant him that. And matter of fact, I don't think he played none this year. I think he played this year, but he got hurt. He had a season injury, I believe. So moving on from franchise quarterback would be expensive for Miami. He reported he represents a $56.4 million cap hit in 26, and cutting him before June will result in a $99.2 million dead cap hit next season. Wow. Releasing him after June 1st will spread the dead cap hit across 2 seasons, with $67.2 million hit in 26. Wow. So, and it says here, the Dolphins could also look to trade the NFL 2023 either in passing yards would have to find a team willing to take on his salary. That could be a problem in its own right. Here we go. Since McDaniel was the Dolphins' 3rd coach in the past 10 seasons, following a 3-year stint with Flores. Yeah, Flores sued the Dolphins and the Browns. Because the Browns head coaching job was up. He sued the Browns and the Dolphins. Following 3-year stint, no, it wasn't Browns. It was the Patriots. He sued the Patriots and the Dolphins. Following a 3-year stint by Flores and Adam Gase before McDaniel, no Dolphin coach had lasted 4 full seasons on the road since Dave Wannstedt in 2023. It's a long time ago there. Tony Sparano and Joe Philbin were fired during their 4th seasons. Wow, they sure was. Come think about it. The Dolphins have not hired a head coach with previous head coaching experience since Sparano in 2008. Now, there's a lot of speculation going on with the Miami Dolphins as quarterback one, for the franchise quarterback Mike McDaniels and the front office, because like I mentioned in the video today, they fired the general manager back in October, and they fired McDaniels today, but McDaniels was supposed to help the Dolphins find their new GM, and appearing that the Dolphins decided not to go along with the head coach, so they fired him today. Now, McDaniels, with his overall record, I'm not sure what his record is, but he has. He's been this is his 4th season with the team. He's been 4 seasons with the team, 4 years, and like they mentioned, they had 3 different coaches. 3 different coaches, and they all lasted 4 seasons. Now Adam Gase on the chain, I think he was fired after his 3rd year. I believe, because his first year losing, second year winning, third year loss. Then they fired him. But before him, though, there was Pirano. Pirano lasted 4 seasons. I remember Pirano lasted 4 seasons, and I remember Philbin lasting 4 years. Philbin came from Green Bay. He was Green Bay's offensive coordinator. He was Brett Favre and Rodgers offensive coordinator before he left. He coached under what's the coach name? What was his name? The one who helped Green Bay won they first Super Bowl since Brett Favre. I forgot that dude's name, but anyway, he coached the Dallas Cowboys. I can't think of his name off the back, but I saw his name earlier today. But anyway, this is rather strange, you know. There've been lots of unsuspecting firings, and there's been quite a few expected firings. And I think only 2 GMs got fired from their teams. The Falcons. Oh, that's who it was. That's the other team. That's the same team, the Falcons. That's who it was. The Falcons fired their head coach and their general manager. And the Dolphins fired their general manager and head coach. They're the only 2 teams. Only 2 teams in the 17 firing process have fired their GM and their head coach. The other 5 teams still have their GMs. The Falcons and the Dolphins are the only team that are looking for new GMs now. So that right there is going to be it's a lot of mess. And I put it this way: Miami Dolphins, they are a team, they are a franchise that has talent, and so it's gonna be the Miami Dolphins. Is gonna be an attractive place for any head coach. The Falcons, the Dolphins, Cleveland, and one more other team. 4 teams, and New York Giants. Those are the 4 teams that are attractive for head coaches because they all got quarterbacks. The only thing about it, though, franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, he wants to leave. So whoever the head coach comes in here, they're gonna have to convince franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins to stay. They're going to convince him to stay because he wants out. So if he wants out, the team has no choice but to trade for him. But if the new head coach comes in and he tries to plead with franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, then Dolphins might have a chance. But it depends on who the head coach is going to be. So with that being said, this is your boy, the Almighty Green, time to bring you this video with the Miami Dolphins have just fired the head coach, Mike McDaniel. McDaniel is going to be a offensive coordinator wherever he goes because his record really ain't that good because he only had, let me see, and the Dolphins made the playoff for the first time in 2 years. They didn't make the playoff last year and then make it this season. But they made the previous year 23. So his record is not impressive. I can tell you that his win-loss ratio is not impressive at all. Ain't that very impressive? But he does have a offensive mind, and he's going to be an offensive coordinator for some team looking for an offensive coordinator this season. So we'll see where he lands. But anyway, again, this is your boy, the Almighty One. Sorry, my voice is kind of scratchy because even though my cold is gone, I'm still suffering from stuff that's in my chest. Until all that's gone, my voice will be normal. Anyway, you guys enjoy your Thursday. I'm out of here. Peace. I'm a peace. One love.